Hello, welcome to Big Blue News. I'm Andrew.
I am Isaiah and I am a living computer.
Big Blue News continues to be the cutting edge for technological advancement. For our first story, Alvin Gora went to interview students who have graduated from SHS to see how COVID 19 has affected their first year of college.
During the 2020-2021 school year, incoming freshmen and returning college students experienced a unique first semester because different colleges had various protocols and methods of teaching for their students. Some colleges still offered room and boarding but forced the students to remain in their dorm in isolation, and others closed their campuses and went totally remote. Other colleges left the option to the student since families would be paying thousands and thousands of dollars for their children to sit in their dorms. Freshman at San Diego State University, Alexa Mignon, decided to stay at home instead of traveling across the country during the ongoing pandemic. Yeah, it's way harder because I am a freshman and I do not know anybody on campus that can help me with my work, said Alexa. Some students elected to room and board since it would not be as costly or dangerous for them. Isaac Andre, a rising sophomore at Anna Maria College in Massachusetts, chose to back chose to go back to school and be on campus and try to go back to a somewhat normal school year of college, being with friends, academics, and an environment ready for learning. Yeah, it's tough, you know. I have to stay in my dorm and I can't really leave for any reason. The food they give us on the daily is not really that appetizing, but it gets the job done, said the sophomore. We can see how COVID 19 has been affecting college students as they have been going through the process for the past couple of months. We'll see if the colleges and students find a way to adjust and feel some sort of normalcy in search of college pre COVID 19.
Wow, that was a great story. Hey Isaiah, what's it like being a living computer?
It's wonderful. I have the endless will for info that is the internet.
Well, you picked the perfect place to fill those gaps of knowledge.
Megan had into, into looked into seeing how small businesses are adjusting to less COVID-19.
Coronavirus has changed our way of living, especially affecting small businesses in Swampscott. As restrictions on small businesses are slowly lifted and shops reopen, the town has established some new requirements. A field inspection of store buildings is needed, and owners must put up signs to enforce masks and social distancing. Also, since small businesses have been financially hurt by COVID 19, Swampscott's town website has an application to register for financial assistance. Financial assistance comes in the form of grants to help businesses continue operating and recover. Although the past year has been a challenge, small businesses in Swampscott were able to continue operating because of help provided by the town and support from people in our community.
I've learned so much already.
With most schools requiring students to be fully vaccinated for the fall semester, vaccine availability has become more and more feasible. Sam White took a dive into how vaccine rollout is working out.
Massachusetts has gone into full swing getting vaccines to the public and is continuing to make big strides in combating COVID. At the moment, people over 75, certain jobs such as healthcare workers and first responders and teachers can all get the vaccine. But by April 19th, teens over 16 will be able to receive the vaccine.
So went to the CVS in Boston Street and got there. I was probably in a line for like 45 minutes, and then got the shot, sat there for 15 minutes, and then left. The day I got it, I had work actually, and I was sitting at work, and I felt pretty sick. I had a headache, got like kind of the sweats, achy. Pretty miserable overall, to be honest.
In Massachusetts, the introduction of the COVID vaccine has been a great help in beginning to lessen the blow of the pandemic. With the expansion of eligible groups every few weeks, many believe that the end of the pandemic is in sight.
Wow, that story was great. Have you gotten your vaccine yet, Isaiah?
I am a computer, Andrew.
Right, I almost forgot.
For our next story, Andrew, compared in person, learning with the hybrid model.
As teachers are vaccinated in Swampscott, school administration wants kids back in the school building by April 5th. The original date for students returning was March 29th, but was interrupted by a high school gathering, causing kids to be remote till April 5th. This plan is to make kids go back into school full-time, 5 days a week. Now I will be interviewing an SHS student to get their take about going back into school.
I feel like being back in the school building isn't the greatest thing. With the amount of students that are in the building, I feel like it's a higher chance of catching COVID. But as long as students are staying within 6 feet away from each other, I think everything should be good.
Seems like students are looking forward to returning to the school building. Hopefully nothing interrupts this plan. Our final story today is a follow-up to a story from last year. Students have been discussing the possibility of an open campus for years now. And with the gift of COVID-19, that wish came true. Mason Bergeron looks into the new addition to a student's life and what it may look into the future.
A few years back, SHS removed the privilege of open campus for all students. Now, in a pandemic world, schools look to open campus for in-person learning to properly distance their students in between classes. Before the pandemic, numerous SHS students were surveyed and 100% of them said they felt they would benefit from an open campus at school. Reasons such as better food options, a break from classrooms, and the opportunity to go back home in the day persuaded these students. Michael Erickson, an SHS student, feels he shares an opinion with most of the school on this topic.
I think it's a lot better than being just trapped in the building for like the whole 6 hours, you know what I mean? It's good to have that break outside, some fresh air, especially with COVID.
I asked Michael how he thought students were handling this new privilege, and the results were very positive.
But I think like everyone is pretty like good about it, and everyone like has their masks on and stuff.
Michael also thinks that students missing class or showing up late hasn't been a big problem this year, and it may even ease up tension at home for some students.
I don't really see many kids that I know doing that, but you know, people got things to do that are more important than school with their family or their house or anything. You have open campus where you can leave, like you gotta go handle something. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do at the end of the day, so.
Students aren't the only people affected by this new privilege. Members of SHS faculty like Brittany describe their job to be drastically different from the past years.
Yeah, I would say that my job in general, because of this COVID year, has been a lot different than it has been. It's a lot more monitoring and a lot less interacting with you guys, and it's so hard for us to keep track of you guys.
Brittany also explained how she thought keeping track of everyone became a lot more challenging this year.
Because we're used to keeping you guys in the building, as opposed to you guys are allowed to leave, so it's hard for us to keep order, per se.
Finally, my knowledge is full. There are nothing for me to learn.
Awesome, Isaiah.
No living creature knows more. No living creature knows as much as me.
Truly magnificent. Thank you all for watching this episode of Big Blue News. We'll see you next time.
Okay. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And don't forget to ring that bell so you never miss an episode. Goodbye.